Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We're so glad to bring you this show and all the good things we talk about in outdoors and how it helps so many folks and all. It's just an honor to be here every morning, and all the feedback I get is I'm so appreciative. Our weather brought to us by Drew Pollard's company, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning up there in Southport, taking care of our comfort needs. And you think about springtime, I think about the seas, cool and comfortable. The mornings are always cool in the springtime, and the afternoons are just comfortable. And you know, it's not too hot, not too cold. Well, low tonight actually going to be. It's actually, you know, it's been low yesterday, like 46. It's going to be in the 60s tonight, and then 73 is high today. Water temperature is 67 degrees. That's really comfortable. Now, let's take a look at our river readings. Look at the Apalachicola Bluntstown. You're talking about high. How about 16.2 feet high, but it's got a quick drop to it. It's falling really fast. What they've done, they've shut all the gates up there in Chattahoochee. The Choctaw Caraville, it's up there too. Let's read this morning at 14 feet. 14 feet, and it's going to be that way today, and going to start dropping out tomorrow. Really high water all throughout the system, all of our river systems, all that rain we've had this past week. It's been something. Just an amazing amount of rain we had. I mean, how fast it had. I know I had some stuff in my house, and I don't have the rain gauge anymore, but I have some stuff that holds water, and it filled up really fast Saturday. Okay, our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Looking at some decent tides today. We have a low tide this morning. I'm sorry, a high tide. We're just coming off it, 12:51. Low tide at 12:16. So right at 12-hour movement right there. Speaking of movement, the wind east-southeast at 13, double digits for March. Okay, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You know, we all sort of throw in and sort of help people out on outdoor stuff and get them interested in it, and I think it's so important this day and time we do that. Well, how about check this out? The Outdoor Connect group of First Baptist Church of Chipley will be hosting its first bass fishing tournament on Saturday, April 23rd. I know it's about a month away, cash prizes and all, but I want to give a big shout out to First Baptist Church Outdoor Ministry. And they're going to have it up there. You actually pay entry fee, $50. You can pay it. Call Herb. There's a phone number right there, and you can call him, and you can actually pay up there. Just a real informal tournament. But good job there, First Baptist Church, and with the outdoor ministry. Good job. Okay, Mike Mackerel he and his wife Amy have been fishing a lot lately, and they've done a good job. I took Amy Mackerel, my wife, to catch her favorite. It's a slow bite. We got 7 sheephead, biggest maybe 4.5 pounds. Got 4 on shrimp and 3 on fiddler crabs. That's a pretty good rate right there. You catch them on either one. 7 pounds of fillet. We'll read them all, but folks should be careful in keeping too many. Here they are, Mike and Amy. Good job there. We're talking about they are a challenge to clean. They really are. That's the hardest fish there is to clean, but you just have to take your time and look what you get out of it. You get some kind of fillets, 7 pounds of fillets, and that's a good tasting fish. Okay, I put one of these pictures in last week. The Panhandle Outdoor Connection is in Bonifay, and they did that picture I showed last week, the Randy Adams Lifetime Hunting Fishing License. That was Caden Hodge, Peyton McAdams, and Brent Barnhill. And just a member of a great friend and conservationist, Randy Adams. And they raised their money through the Bad Cat Classic Catfishing Tournament and also the Long Spur Shootout Call Maker. So anyway, great fundraiser, and these are the kids that won it. They won it, that's just really special there. Lifetime hunting and fishing license. I'd like to talk to some of those folks and see how they're doing all of that. That's awesome. I showed this to Gail. My wife asked me to come see her when I'm done cutting the grass outside. So we can talk about the money I spent on fishing gear. When I finish cutting my grass, we're going to talk about it. I ran across, this is an old picture, a couple things I want to show you. This is backpacking up in on the Appalachian Trail. This is our church group up in Lynn Haven United Methodist, and on the far left is Neil McGee. And then I want to show you my backpack. See how much stuff. I have my bedroll and everything. You really put a lot of stuff on it. It's a great group of kids. One of the boys, Tim Scott, over there on the next to far left, he works for the United States Secret Service. In fact, we went to Washington, D.C. He was working for the Presidential Guard then about 4 or 5 years ago on our trip. And then one of the young men has passed away from a car accident there. And anyway, I'll cherish those times with everyone. Well, talking about the tornado warnings and all we had this past weekend, I tried to look up the research. The last one that hit directly here was December 10th, 1967. It hit Tyndall. One woman was killed at Cape Heart Housing, and there's 200 people injured. And then it crossed East Bay. Can you imagine fishing on East Bay, hit a tornado crossing? It hit Callaway, Springfield, and Parker, hit all of those. The F3, 750 feet wide, $6 million in damage was a lot of money back then. So anyway, that's the first killer tornado since modern records began in 1950. So anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you on those tornadoes because we did sort of have one come in. This is funny here. I'm always showing pictures of Tess Randall Jolly. She's our photographer with COPA. This is why my 308 is essential camera gear. Okay, now you wouldn't think she would take a gun when she takes a camera. The bore ruined a photo shoot the day before when I had no shot, but paid the price for repeating the same behavior the next day. In other words, she's all set up. You know, she spends hours out there, and so trying to get some pictures of turkey, and this big old boar hog came in there and messed her up. And then she went out the next day, she took the gun. So that boar will not mess up any more shoots, and plus they'll have some good food to eat. This is fun. This is humorous too. Evan Zackrell. He's extremely proud of my dad. What's funny, we always use, your dads are sending pictures. I'm extremely proud of my son. Well, Evan, the son, sends it on to the dad. It was not my day to put together a bag of fish like you put together today. No mistakes were made. The fish were there. Everything came together. You put 20 pounds for 5 fish in the boat. Congratulations on the win and big fish. I was blessed to watch every moment. You deserve every ounce. Herman Zackrell, congratulations. Look at that, folks. That's some big bass. Herman and Evan fishing together, and the old pro got him right there. Okay, Ed Popple lives up there in Quincy. He and I were high school friends and teammates on our football team. He played safety, and Ed still loves the outdoors. And talking about shed hunting, look what he found. He found the whole skull right there, dry mount. We were talking about shed hunting, is real good. Ed Popple. And I love this one. Your dog watching you miss the 26th bird of the day. That's all right. I love that. You dog folks don't understand what I'm talking about. Let's take a break on that one. Be right back. Okay, welcome back. We just had the first weekend of spring gobbler season, so I want to give a report, try to keep up everything in season here on Panhandle Outdoors, and so much goes on here. But I've got some pictures that came in, and I know a lot of y'all had just a great time after some of that weather settled down, and were able to get some stuff done. So I've got a series of 3 or 4 pictures of our spring gobbler report in the spring of 2022. First one I want to show here. Remember Sarah Kirkland, Stan Kirkland's daughter, Sarah Kirkland Marla. His first solo trip, calling them in with his new shotgun. I'm a proud wife. My daddy taught him well. Stan Kirkland taught Jamie how to call in these turkeys, and Stan, and look at there. Good job, Jamie. Jamie works for FWC, and I love that situation there. Nice job, Jamie Marla. Lynn Haven. And how about Mickey McCormick Construction? His wife sent this in. Mickey got a turkey this morning. Up there, their farm is up there around Wausau. And Mickey is an avid turkey hunter. He just absolutely, I've turkey hunted with him before. He's just really good and has that passion for it. Okay, here's another one. This is Chris Davis. That's a nice picture there. Good job there. And then, let's see. Steve Davis and I shot this turkey. Okay, this is really cool. This is Okay, Steve Davis and I shot this turkey together exactly at the same time. Okay, Mike Edwards writing this. It sounded like one shot. They shot this, both of them shot at the same time. Okay, we watched it slowly come across a large, fresh-cut chop of timber strutting as it came to the hen and Jake decoy. Very exciting, very cool, a lifetime memory. And it's Mike Edwards talking about it. And this is interesting. I've never heard of that. They come in, the same turkey came in, and both of them are at different locations, and they shot at identical times. Isn't that cool? Okay, and here they are on the back of the truck. Okay, and I'm gonna get back to this. Okay, also got one or two more pictures. One of the things I want to talk about, let's see, I did have one more picture. This accident here, I'm gonna read the whole thing to you, but this guy caught a flounder and it had been tangled up in a net. This over in Santa Rosa Beach. But anyway, it's just accidental how he caught it. And speaking of accidental catches, it happens a lot. I want to give a shout out to Will Nelson, another double digit. Will Nelson is an excellent bass fisherman. Anytime you get one double digit, and Will he sort of gets after it a lot. And I appreciate his passion again for that. Okay. I think that's going to do pictures for now. Let me do one more, Jeff, okay? The men who wrote the Second Amendment did not just finish a hunting trip. They just finished liberating a nation. I thought there was some wise words of wisdom right there in our Second Amendment rights. Okay. One more. I did one. Nick Tramontana. Nick is one of the former students. Nick, we're talking about a blind cast. What a blind cast is, he's caught this flounder. A blind cast is going out there and just taking that off the end of the dock, under the bridge or something, make sure you got a good bottom and just throwing out there, thinking something there, and that's a blind cast. And look, lo and behold, here it is in March, he gets this nice, healthy flounder. So, okay, so that's it. Now, I want to talk about, I got a lot of comments on Coach Jim Reffin when I've had him on the show, and I wanted to read one of them because you never know. Let's see, it's gonna take me a second to find it. Jeff, let's see, I got it right here. I'm just gonna read it. Okay, one of the comments came from one of his former players. I felt so strong about it, I wanted to read it, and the guy, Jim Cunningham, and I'm gonna just read his story because it just shows the influence a coach can have on a young person at any age. And I want to, even in youth league and all, what a coach can do is something important. And okay, it's fairly lengthy, but I just want to read it to you. I really enjoyed your show this morning. Coach Redford was my position coach at Bay High. It was his coaching and pushing me that allowed me to fulfill my dream of playing football at Vanderbilt. I was born in Vanderbilt Hospital and saw my first football game there. I was a starter at Cherry Street Elementary and never started again until my senior year at Bay High. Now, isn't that a testimony right there? He didn't start. I mean, here it is locally, and he's not even getting a start on these schools here. So he had his work cut out on coaching me, but also he not only coached me, he motivated me to reach my potential. While not a star at Vandy, I was able to catch a pass that tied in the Vanderbilt, Florida game. He caught the pass that tied the score, where the Florida coach Ray Graves told me in high school that was too small to play in the SEC. The next year, all right, Alabama fans, you listening, the next year, thanks to our defense, held an undefeated Bear Bryant coached Alabama team to 10 points. I was on the receiving end of a pass from Watson Brown that put us up 14-10 with 2 minutes left. And our defense was able to hold them off for one of the most memorable Vanderbilt wins ever. The same year, I was placed on the SEC All-Academic team as a tight end. None of this would have been possible without Jim Redford in my life. His grandson, Ryan, is my physical therapist, coached me back from 2 knee replacements. As Coach Redford instilled in us, whether football or life, you got to grab a root and hang on. That's the old coaching phrase and all, but I got all kind of comments having Coach Redford here on the show, and I thought that was such a good testimony from from Jim Redfern. I got a call after the show from Terry Morris, who played at Bay High, went on to start for the Gators when Steve Spurrier was quarterback. So all those cool things, a lot of times how athletics and outdoors all mixed together and has some of the same cool stuff there. All right, let's take a final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game time, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 3:11 to 5:11 this afternoon, 3:39 to 5:39. And we're talking about the tide chart. We've got decent tides today, but the rest of this week, especially this weekend, there's just some great tide charts great tides coming up on the chart. Now we did a spring gobbler report. Now let's get a Spanish mackerel report. They did start catching them. They didn't catch as many as we thought. The pier they will catch them off the pier, and also some in the bay. But I told you yesterday I was going to try to look up my notes on the time we took the outdoor ed kids, and I kept a record of what color gotcha plug. And here we go, I found it. It takes a while to find this stuff. What we did, we took them out of the fishing, and the next day we just took, I told everybody, remember what you caught them on. So each class came in and said, okay, how many caught them on this? And so I did this little tally on the board right here. Okay, so this is the orange, orange head and gold, caught 50. Yellow and gold, 8. Orange and silver, 26, yellow and silver. Okay. On the left is the color of the head, and the right is the color of the body. So yellow and silver caught 26. But look at orange right there. Orange and silver caught 51 Spanish mackerel, but also the orange and gold. So we talked about how important the orange was. That's even. And it was really neat to catch a redfish that day. The silver spoon at the bottom, it only caught 7, which tells me one thing. I know how dependable it is, but what it tells me is that there were not any schools of bait fish off the pier that day. And 8 of the kids didn't know what they caught, what they caught them on. And it was a school record. We caught 169 Spanish that day. And that's still a school record, I think. Okay, and here's the color. Okay, we added them up again, total 169. And here's all right here. Okay, there's the first place, orange head and silver body. Second place, one fish different, orange head and gold body. And third place was that yellow head. I always go by the color of the head. And on the far right, see, I thought the white body just didn't catch very many. So when you're picking out your arsenal, we're going Spanish mackerel fishing. That's going to be a good one to remember. Okay, that little results right there. The scientific studies. I don't know if we could do our doctoral dissertation on that much evidence there. But anyway, now that was on the Spanish mackerel. I also want to talk about the sheephead bite. You saw Mike McGraw, several people are still catching some nice sheephead off the East Point Bridge, and also off the jetties here, and also off the Destin jetty. They're still out there. It's sort of slow right now, but you can stay there long enough, you can catch them. All right, third thing I want to report on here on a Tuesday morning would be the pompano bite. Surprisingly, there were quite a few pompano caught after that storm. I want to give you what's going on. You had that full moon Friday night, and then it was stormy Saturday. Some folks got them Saturday, but Sunday there were a lot of pompano caught. And now they were caught I checked from Santa Rosa Beach all the way down here to St. George Island. The report from St. George Island was slim and all, but it was also some really good reports on the pompano. In fact, I don't know if I have any picture of it. There were a lot more pompano caught than I thought it would be because of the storm and all. But it was full moon in April. So these are the scouts coming in, and also some of the domestic ones that stay here. Then we've got some more coming in. I would say, get this warm weather coming in the next week or two. It's going to be really good building up the full moon and all. And we're talking about that. They're here, but they eat a little bit better before the full moon and a little bit after the full moon. All right. Now I want to do there are several other things I want to show you. We got some tournaments. We got all kind of bass tournaments coming up, and we just mentioned one. I'll skip that one, but also the predators. I can find it here. Someone sent this. We're talking about predators last week, and also yesterday I showed the picture again of the coyote getting there, killing the hen, and also eating all the eggs, and they're tough on that. So I found another picture. This actually came out of the Ohio Department of Education, or Department of Wildlife and Education Wildlife. What it says, during the coyote denning season, studies, now these are college studies, have found the female coyote averaging killing 19 fawns to feed their offspring. So that's basically what can happen. I didn't realize it'd be quite that high, but that is and you stop and think about all the predators and all around here. And again, the big deal there is trying to control them. And one other thing I'll close on, Billy Grantham sent us a text. There was a boating accident up at Lake Seminole at a bass tournament. It actually had a fatality and several injuries. I've tried digging up some information on it last night. I found all kind of pictures. I didn't feel like it was appropriate to show the pictures because a lot of times people are just taking phone pictures and posting them, and some of them aren't really good pictures. I tried to get an official report from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources as to what happened on that report, on the accident, and sort of let you know about it. I do have a feeling, I'm sure speed was involved in it, as we've talked about before, people going really fast. But it's on Lake Seminole at the Bamer's Landing up there, and I know there was a big tournament up there, and my great nephew was up there fishing, and I haven't talked to them yet, but I don't know if it's two different. A lot of times there's several tournaments going on Lake Seminole at the same time. It could be a youth tournament, another local tournament. There's several tournaments going on at the same time. So we'll get more detail on that and try to explain what happened so it could be prevented in the future. But our thoughts and prayers are certainly with the families and the injuries and all. We hope they certainly heal quickly. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. We've got a special guest coming in next 2 days. We're going to have old Matt Smith coming in. Y'all we'll be glad looking at him. Tomorrow we're going to have Mitch Coleman. All right, let's wrap it up for today, and we'll go ahead and tell you how much we appreciate you. Do something good today for fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.